has bin laid to rest in his hometown of Daura, Katsina State. His remains were committed amid tears and tributes from across the nation and beyond. Blessing Obey has the details.
The body of former President Muhammadu Buhari arrived at the Umaru Musa Yar'Adua Airport in Katsina as thousands gathered to receive his remains. The elder statesman died on Sunday, July 13, in a London hospital where he had been receiving medical treatment. President Bola Tinubu, accompanied by presidential delegation and other government officers, arrived at the airport to pay their respects. The casket, draped in a Nigerian flag, was received from the aircraft and carefully placed into an ambulance for the final journey to Daura. Surrounded by top military officers and government officials, a formal procession was held in honor of the late leader. Hours later, his remains arrived in Daura, where mourners gathered for Islamic funeral rites and final farewell. At the burial ground within his residence, President Tinubu joined family members and dignitaries at the gravesite, the exact spot where the former president often sat. 21 gunfire salute was done, a mark of honor for the late president and commander-in-chief. With prayer said, the casket was lowered gently into the grave, covered with soil and committed to Mother Earth, bringing to an end the life and legacy of Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari served as Nigeria's military ruler from 1983 to 1985 and later as a democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023. Blessing Obey, Osrc News.
And following today's public holiday in honor of late President Muhammadu Buhari, the Ondo State government postponed the papers scheduled for today in the ongoing SS2 promotion examination in all secondary schools across the state. According to the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, the postponement of the three papers, English Language, Commerce and Woodwork, were earlier scheduled to hold today across all secondary schools in the state, but had to be rescheduled in compliance with the federal government's directive. The three papers have been rescheduled to hold on Thursday, 24th July 2025, and the ministry enjoins all students to effectively prepare for the papers on the scheduled date next week. And Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa says Ondo State is fully committed to supporting research and policy development efforts aimed at enhancing national growth and sustainable development. Aiyedatiwa joined a courtesy visit by participants of the Senior Executive Course 47-2025 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS, Kuru, who are on a study tour to the state, congratulated them on the selection into the prestigious program. The governor described the course a recognition of their individual competence and leadership capacity. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has details.
Seated here at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office in Akure are participants of the Senior Executive Course 47-2025 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, Jos. The visitors, hosted by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in company of some members of the State Executive Council, are in the Sunshine State on a study tour. The delegation was led by Director of the Institute, Professor Ayo Omotayo, represented by Secretary and Director of Administration, Mohammed Suleiman, who explained that the participants, drawn from various sectors, have been divided into 7 study groups to visit Cross Rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Benue, Lagos, and Ondo states. He thanked Governor Aiyedatiwa for the warm reception accorded to the team.
We are doing this study tour concurrently, believing that at the end of the study, the report will be gathering will enrich what we will submit to Mr. President. The National Institute is the foremost think tank for the country. It is also a center for policy, advocacy, training, and reflection. The National Institute, since inception in 1979, has trained an area of Nigerian professionals, top technocrats, military top brass, captains of industry, labor leaders, and many other distinguished Nigerians.
Governor Aiyedatiwa, who expressed satisfaction with the choice of Ondo State as one of the study locations for the team, assured of the state's maximum support. He encouraged the visitors to explore the beauty and serenity of the state, restating the commitment of his administration to supporting research and policy development efforts aimed at enhancing national growth and sustainable development.
Ondo State is one of the most peaceful and secure states in Nigeria. You experience all of that. And by the time you will be running out Friday, you will have stories to tell. If we have opportunity to meet again, I'm going to ask you, what are the findings? I know you will also meet some of our people in different ministries and different locations. I like that you'll be visiting my own local governments, where we have the longest coastline, that is Nigerian government, where we have the Arabic beach, wonderful beach, the cleanest in Nigeria. When you get there, you confirm what that is. And I believe the learning, the teachings you have received from case studies and syndicate groups that you are going through, you'll be able to take maximum advantage of that and take them back to your various institutions to reform, to reorganize, to re-engineer for better performance. That I know you will do. So I congratulate all of you.
The participants of the Senior Executive Course 47-2025 will be in Ondo State for 5 days to carry out their field research. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
And still to come on the news, Governor Aiyedatiwa assigns portfolio to commissioners. This and more after the break.
Nigerians' commitment to achieving universal health care coverage is reflected in the unwavering dedication of my administration to uphold this right for every individual, young or old, in rural or urban areas. Health is not merely the absence of disease, but the embodiment of physical, mental, and social well-being. It is a fundamental human right.
Nigeria as a global agricultural powerhouse, supplying quality produce to international markets while ensuring every citizen has access to affordable nutrition.
Powered by Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT, Ondo State Chapter, GMT, in God we trust.
Go. Thank you for rejoining us on Osrc News at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel on Osrc TV. Ondo. And following their inauguration into Ondo State Executive Council, the new commissioners have been assigned the following portfolios by Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa: Igbekele Ajibefun Education, Ayorinde Olawoye Infrastructure, Lands and Housing, Ayodele Akonde Water Resources and Public Sanitation, Alabi Johnson Energy and Mineral Resources, and Amidu Takuro Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Others are Adewale Akinlosoto Regional Integration and Diaspora Relations, Idowu Ajanako Information and Orientation, Sheun Osamaye Women Affairs and Social Development, Tobloko Environment, Olaolu Akindolire Budget and Economic Planning, Sunday Olajide Physical Planning and Urban Development, and Henry Omoyofumi Youth and Sports Development. The rest are Bola Ademuagun Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives, Leye Akionla Agriculture and Forestry, Banji Ajaka Health, and Adesoji Afolabi Culture and Tourism. Meanwhile, stakeholders in Ondo State have set agenda for the newly sworn-in commissioners of the state. The newly inaugurated commissioners were charged to carry out their duties effectively, be accountable, responsive, and efficient in producing positive results in their various ministries towards the development of all sectors in the state. Joy Pius has more.
In any state government, commissioners play a vital role in policy implementation, administration, and overall governance. They head specific ministries, formulating and executing policies, as well as ensuring efficient operations within their respective areas of responsibilities. It is one thing to conceive a policy direction and another to have capable hands to key into it for actualization. Having these in mind prompted Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa to appoint 16 commissioners that would work towards implementing the efforts of the administration's vision.
That as state commissioner of the government of Ondo State, I will decide my duties to the best of my ability.
Following the inauguration, charges have resonated from different quarters to the new commissioners to demonstrate dedication, integrity, and humility in their service towards repositioning the state. The improvement of sectors such as infrastructure, agriculture, education, health, as well as sports, among others, addressing key challenges and implementing strategic reforms was harped upon.
Education is the bedrock of development. Particularly the Education Commissioner to focus more on developing and repositioning the education system in the state.
Health is very key. Most of the hospitals are not functioning very well. So I want to encourage whoever that is there in the Ministry of Health to try as much as possible to equip all these our health centers.
Our youths are noted for being one of the brightest in schools nationwide. Then I want to see how the Commissioner for Education and Commissioner for Sports will marry sports and education together, because everybody is going, the whole world is going the area of sports now. There's no profession that can give you $500,000 a week, only football. All right? So if you want to get it right in those states, we must empower the younger generation who have talent.
We wish the new commissioners well, but they should work to reduce the hardship which our people are facing at the moment.
We as traditional rulers, we expect them to be up and doing in their assignment given to them.
In the field of energy, you'll recall that meters have been helping, and that has stopped excessive billing, estimated billing, and cheating of the citizens. So that is one other area that they should focus on.
My expectation is that they should perform better than those that have come before them. Are you getting me? At least we need improvement. Not that those that left did not do well. They did very well. But we want them to bridge some gaps. And most importantly, they should cooperate with Mr. Governor.
Respondents who expressed confidence in the ability of the commissioners also called on the state government to ensure that the commissioners are assigned portfolio based on their experience. Some of the newly sworn-in commissioners expressed readiness to live up to expectations in their various portfolios.
I'm coming to the new role with a new vision, with new ideas, and with new energy. I'm coming to this position for the first time. So definitely expecting a very dynamic and very new system.
We promise you that Ondo State will be better for it because we follow a leader that is purposeful in his leadership.
To ensure that we assist Mr. Governor in the actualization of his vision for Ondo State. By God's grace, this state will not remain the same.
Expectations are high for the new commissioners to deliver. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
In other news, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it is ready for the continuous voter registration exercise scheduled to commence with online pre-registration on the 18th of August 2025, followed by physical registration on the 25th. INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Oluwatosin Babalola said this while speaking to newsmen at the second quarterly consultative meeting at the Commissioner's headquarters in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Joy Pius reports that the Commission raised concerns over the staggering figure of uncollected permanent voter cards, totaling 295,856.
Speaking with journalists at the second quarterly consultative meeting of Ondo State Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Resident Electoral Commissioner Oluwatosin Babalola announced that the continuous voter registration exercise will commence nationwide on Monday, August 18, 2025, with online pre-registration, followed by physical in-person registration on Monday, August 25, across the 19 designated registration centers in the state. Mrs. Babalola noted that the registration exercise targets 7 categories of citizens, adding that INEC staff have also been equipped in preparation for the commencement of the exercise.
The primary objective of the forthcoming CVR is to provide opportunities for the following categories of citizens. Citizens who have just attained the age of 18 and others who are eligible to register. Those who are unable to register during the previous exercise. Citizens who intend to transfer their registration from one location to another. Voters who had issues during accreditation at the previous election. Registered voters who require updates of their data. We also have citizens with defaced, damaged, or lost permanent voters card.
The State Electoral Commissioner expressed concern over the numbers of uncollected PVCs, calling for collaborative efforts from the media and other stakeholders to sensitize residents on the importance of voter participation and collection of cards.
We have 2,053,061 registered voters, out of which only 1,757,205 have collected their PVC. So as we speak, we have 295,856 uncollected permanent voters registered, voters card, which we want all those who registered during the last exercise to use this opportunity, come out, go to the local governments and pick up their permanent voters card.
She issued a strong warning against double or multiple registrations, citing the Electoral Act 2022, which prescribes a fine of 100,000 naira, 1 year imprisonment, or both for offenders. As elections approach, eligible citizens were advised to leverage on the advantage of this opportunity to register, update their information, and collect permanent voter cards during the exercise to enable them exercise their franchise. Joy Pius, OSRC News.
In another development, an Osun State High Court sitting in Osogbo has sentenced 6 people arrested during the 2023 general elections. But this will be after the break. Don't go away.
The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards TMBA is back for its 2nd edition. Are you the voice behind the mic, the face on the screen, or the producer of that story that moves the nation? Broadcasters from Bond member stations can now submit their best work. Entries open from July 1st to July 31st, 2025. There are 12 award categories, each for radio and television, from Best Station of the Year to Best News, Drama, Sports, Documentary, and Talk shows, whether in English or rendered in indigenous languages. Eligible entries are for works aired between January 1st and December 31st, 2024. Do you have what it takes to be named Presenter of the Year, Reporter of the Year, Newscaster of the Year, or Channel of the Year? Then visit www.tmbaawards.ng on how to submit your entries. The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards, celebrating excellence.
Go.
Thank you for rejoining us. An Osun State High Court sitting in Osogbo has sentenced 6 people arrested during the 2023 general election in the state to 2-year jail terms for offences bordering on conspiracy and unlawful possession of firearms. The defendants, dragged before the court by the federal government, were arraigned on 3 counts of conspiracy to be in possession of firearms, unlawful possession of firearms, and conduct likely to cause a breach of peace. Justice Awe, in his judgment, found the defendants guilty of offences bordering on conspiracy and possession of firearms. They were, however, discharged on count 3 for engaging in conduct likely to cause a breach of peace. The terms of imprisonment are to be run concurrently. And the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has reiterated its stance against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer orientation LGBTQ. Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Calabar, Reverend Neoyi Egbe, gave the stance at the 2nd session of the 12th Synod of the Diocese in Calabar, Cross River State. He explained that the stance of the Church in Nigeria and many other provinces worldwide that had coalesced into the Global Anglican Future Conference did not welcome same-sex issues. He added that the position as a church is that it does not condone or tolerate LGBTQ in any way, as marriage, according to God's plan, is between a man and a woman. The Synod of the Anglican Diocese of Calabar ends on Sunday, July the 20th. Senator representing Plateau North, Pam Dachoyang, has condemned the recent killings in some parts of his constituency, particularly in Jo, Rim, and Jebo villages by gunmen. The senator describes the attacks, which have claimed over 30 lives, an indictment on everybody, and called for urgent action to stop the violence. The senator noted that the situation in Jebo village is akin to a war situation, with innocent villagers being targeted. He expressed concern that the attacks are affecting the livelihoods of the people, particularly farmers, and urged the National Assembly to take practical steps to address the issue. Dr. Yang emphasized the need to reinvigorate the present security architecture in the state, particularly the Special Military Task Force structure, to guarantee the security of lives and property. And moving on to the foreign scene, no fewer than 14 people have been arrested and extra police have been deployed after an attack on a pensioner sparked anti-migrant unrest in a small town in southern Spain. 3 people of North African origin have been detained on suspicion of attacking the 68-year-old man in Tor Pacheco. The unrest began after a video circulated on social media inflaming the town of 40,000 people, which is home to a large immigrant population. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said he was ready to defend the values that unite Spaniards, not to encourage hate. A South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, has suspended the police minister, Senzo Mchune, after he was accused of colluding with criminal syndicates. Ramaphosa says the allegations will be investigated. The report is by Blessing Obe.
A press conference held to voice allegations of corruption from within South Africa's police service against its own minister. Senzom is accused of colluding with criminal syndicates and interfering in sensitive investigations.
The war that we are facing is so serious that it deals with high-level senior officers within the criminal justice system. Therefore, it is important for us to go into a combat mode.
President Ramaphosa says the allegations will be investigated through a commission of inquiry.
The commission will investigate the role of current or former senior officials in certain institutions who may have aided or abetted the alleged criminal activity or failed to act on credible intelligence or internal warnings or benefited financially or politically from a syndicate's operations.
The police minister is also accused of disbanding a crime unit tasked with investigating politically motivated killings in the KwaZulu-Natal province. Thus, after it was revealed crime syndicates were behind the killings, responded to his suspension saying it respects the president's decision. But most opposition parties have criticized President Ramaphosa for not firing him and instead placing him on a leave of absence. The commission is expected to take at least 6 months to finalize its report. Many people were hoping for a far quicker result.
The allegations are credible from the point of view that you have telephone records of
for corruption. The ANC says it fully supports all lawful and institutional processes that seek to uphold the integrity of South African institutions. The latest allegations have further damaged the already fragile reputation of the police in South Africa, and many are asking whether it can be restored. Blessing will be Osrc News.
The report ends the news at 7, but before we go, another look at the major stories. The remains of former President Muhammadu Buhari have been laid to rest in his hometown Daura, Katsina State, in a solemn ceremony that drew dignitaries from across the nation and beyond. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has assigned portfolios to new commissioners, even as the fresh cabinet members are under spotlights to meet expectations. And INEC is to commence nationwide continuous voter registration exercise as part of the next general election on August 18, 2025. And we told you that from the foreign scene that 14 people have been arrested after anti-migrant riots in southern Spain. And that's it on the news at 7. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.